Okay, this is going to be like a quick mashup video. The workbench is kind of a mess right now, but I'm just going to show some scores. I went to a couple swap meets and picked up a few things, and also a few things on eBay. And I want to do an unboxing on camera as well in case there's damage. First thing I picked up was a classic Pyrex bowl. That goes to our set because the one that we have is chipped, and I've been keeping an eye out, and I got this for $8. They normally don't want to break the sets up, but this one was by itself. It's the number 443, which is the second from largest one, and there's a total of 4 of them in the set. So I was very happy to find that, mint condition. Second thing I picked up is mint, still in the box, blue LED case fan from Goodwill, $2.99. Never been used. And a second one that is used but runs fine. That one's also blue for $1. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on 8-track. In very good condition. It needs the foam and the splice. Not a big deal. $1. And the big find for the swap meet was this Emerson AM/FM 8-track player from the late 70s, early 80s. It's a little dusty. It was dropped or something because the case has popped apart in the back. I gotta take it apart and put that back together. I've already tried it and it seems to work fine. Of course, I don't have exactly the right power cord, so the power cord's kind of shaky. I gotta wiggle it. Turn the radio on. And that's AM.
Starting right now.
The antenna's not damaged. Antenna's just slightly bent, but not broke or anything. So that's a real plus.
For our keyword announcements and texted nationwide to 72881.
These things can be expensive on eBay. They're very hard to find. And the tape player works perfectly as well. And now it's cross-tracking. For $5, I'm not complaining. The thing is, I don't generally like to play 8 tracks on their side like this because it can screw them up internally. So if I were playing the 8-track, I'll lay the radio on its back and play the 8 tracks. But it does work. It needs some, cleaning up. But that can be fine. There's 2 more e-cigarettes I've picked up with Princess Leia lanyards. Bought them. It's my first video being shot on a Galaxy phone with a Defender case. It's going to be my first direct upload. Okay. I believe, I'm not going to open this. This is a dual core Pentium 3 gigahertz motherboard with a gig of DDR2 for $10 plus $8 shipping. I'm going to be trying that out. Hopefully that's going to be pretty quick after seeing how I've seen other ones work. And I was given this 1 gig video card. I'm going to see how that works out, but I got to get a power supply that has the extra power port for it before I can try that. I think that's an NVIDIA 9000 series, GeForce 9800 GT with DDR3. Yeah, it's a 9000 series. So that might make a pretty decent computer for next to nothing. There's 2 gigs of DDR2 to go with it. And then here's the big package. All the way from Great Britain. This is another g.e.c. b.c. series radio. The last one that I was trying to get. As you can see, it's still sealed in the box the way it was meant to go. It was sent Federal Express. So, and I know I'm really shaky because I'm holding a cell phone, a smartphone. It's my first phone camera shoot, so I have no idea what I'm going to end up with. So I'm going to set the camera down. If it'll let me. Without fighting. Alright. And cut this box open quick. Like all digital cameras, there's no way to pause the videos, and I don't really feel like editing them together because it takes hours. So, just going to lance the box. Alright. This is supposed to be a g.e.c. radio, but not like the other ones in my collection. And this was quite expensive. By the time I got it, it cost me $109 to buy this radio. So they did double box the box. Let's see if that did any good. Huh. Oh, I see. They've kind of just kept wrapping the radio in boxes. Now I know how Battery Maker feels when I send them stuff. I'm going to have to set the camera down. Pull this box out of the other box. Okay, now we've got another box, crisp and dry. Kind of a homemade box here by the looks of it. Let's see what happens. I'm glad at least it was well protected, because it was in good shape, and it's only worth it to buy a radio from Great Britain if it's in mint condition, because the shipping is just unbelievable with this stuff. Okay, we got a Thank you much for your purchase. We really appreciate it. Blah, blah, blah. Rye Hill Retail. Must be one of those outfits that you can bring your stuff to sell. Well, the grill cloth looks good. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have a g.e.c transistor 7. Now this knob was cracked. I saw it that way in the listing, and they're supposed to have gold discs on here, which I can get the gold discs from Radio Days. It appears there's nothing damaged. The cloth isn't ripped. It's just very dirty like they always are. The vinyl does clean up fairly easily. These take a PP9 battery, just like my other sets. It's got vernier tuning, which is actually quite amazing on what would be a fairly inexpensive radio, I would think. And on this one, the cover screws on. So we have to unscrew the cover. And since I'm doing this live on camera, we hope we don't have any woodworm. The UK has an issue with that. I looked at the pictures very close and didn't see any signs of woodworm. But that's something you must be very careful with, because it's a real problem over there. The back is masonite with captive screws. Very nicely done. And the inside of the radio is very clean. Very, very clean. This is a BC 505. Appears to be in mint condition. I'm always worried about these ferrite antennas getting busted in half, because they generally aren't very well supported. There's a resistor soldered on the back side of the board, which might have been a factory adjustment. It's got a Celestian speaker, which appears to be original, and the battery clips. Well, it looks good. I have to go through it and clean everything up. I just think it's a really cool looking design. I don't know what I would call it, a lunchbox radio. It looks like a lunchbox when you look at the sides. What I didn't understand is why they didn't make it where it would open right on this seam like you would think it would have. But yeah, it's all intact, and that's going to be a nice simple benchtop restoration. Mostly a lot of cleaning to do. Get these gold discs onto these, and I think we'll have a good radio. I don't think I have any batteries on hand down here that I can use to test this. Let me take a look. No, I don't. But we'll be doing a follow-up video on this radio after it's cleaned up and in full working order and restored, and we'll keep you posted. So this is going to be my first Mosh video direct upload from my Samsung Galaxy phone.